Hi! Gonna move that a little bit. I found myself a little bit of a shady spot today, but outside again because we're enjoying the sunny weather, so I hope you all are too. Today's activity is about your stress containers, otherwise known as a stress bucket. So what it is an activity that you can do at home with the kids, or just as adults yourselves. It's quite a useful tool to get you opening up about your own stresses and coping strategies. So what a stress container is a container, an inner container that everybody has that fills up with stress, but also shows how we cope with that stress. So our coping strategies would be represented by the tap and how we allow that stress to leave ourselves. So whatever size, shape of container you've decided to pick up today, that's brilliant. Doesn't matter if it's a bucket or if you're not using water and you're using a container where you're going to write down your stresses and put those in, that's great as well. So how we can create a big stress bucket sort of depends on a lot of different things. There's 4 different factors that go into how we build up a stress bucket. Like I say, we all have one, and they start developing when we're a child. So the factors that go into having a good stress bucket are child characteristics, parents and their parenting styles, family factors and life events, and community factors as well. So I'll just give you a couple of examples of what I mean by those. So childhood characteristics would be their social skills, their ability to problem solve, and a capacity to reflect as well. These aren't exhaustive, there is lots, and you can find them on the Mental Health First Aid website if you wanted to go more into detail about these. The next factor would be parents and their own parenting style, and that could be whether they're just stable, if they're giving positive attention to the kids, if they've got strict rules, making sure that they've got consistent discipline as well. Family factors and life events would be the relationships that the kids have, if there's more than one sibling at home, how closely they were born together. Community factors would be having a positive social network, good house, high standard of living, and being able to participate in community activities and leisure activities as well. So there's loads of different things that actually go into what creates our own stress bucket. So I've gone for one that had a tap on. It doesn't necessarily mean that I think my stress bucket's this big, but your stress bucket is meant to represent how much you can take stress-wise and how much you're actually releasing. So for you at home, just choose with the kids whatever size of stress bucket they think that they've got themselves. And what we're looking at trying to understand with the Mental Health Awareness Week is that we're all vulnerable to poor mental health, and this is a way of giving yourself a checkup and seeing actually how vulnerable you are yourself and your children are as well at home to poor mental health. So for the actual activity, whether you're using water or not, the first thing you want to do is decide how big your stress bucket is. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to start to fill up the stress bucket. So whether you're using water or you're going to write these down, what we want to do is get the kids talking about what they think their stress are. What do they have to stress about? So I'm going to use water, but if you're doing this with paper and pens, then just get the kids to write it down and pop it into their jar or whatever they're using. So an example of what might a kid find stressful. So perhaps exams, maybe not during lockdown, so we'd pop that in. Another stress could be, especially during lockdown, not being able to spend time with their friends. So that would go in as well. A stress could be that they don't think they're allowed on the internet for long enough. And then you can also add in as well your own examples. So perhaps you're having to work from home and the kids are always around, maybe not doing their chores. That would be another stress. And really just get the kids to think deeply into what their different stresses are. So at the moment, they might be slightly different to when we're in normal life, but it's a good idea to explore those things as well. You could maybe do specific lockdown stresses and then some that are for normal life. So another stress that the children might come up with might be that they haven't got the latest trainers, maybe. Maybe they were forced to create their hi Alex, you throw me off. Maybe they had to eat their vegetables, or they were asked to do an extra chore this week. So all of these things going into the stress bucket is just a visual way of the kids to see actually how quickly this fills up, and for you guys to be able to at home discuss in an open and honest way what stresses that they think they have, and for you to reflect yourself as well. So once you've gone through all the different stresses and put them into your stress bucket, what you need to think about then is different coping strategies. So step 3 would be to discuss all the ways that you're able to release and reduce your stress, and we're going to do that by then taking either your bits of paper back out, so every time they think of a way that they can reduce stress, they're going to take out a piece of paper, or you can use your cup and your bucket of water to empty that out then. So this is saying that although you've got stress going into your stress container, you are also able to have a release. So everything the kids can think of as to how they would release their own stress, whatever that might be, you get to take something out. So a good one would be going out and seeing your friends, even though that's not possible right now, so we'll do half a cup. Could be a physical activity. Do they go swimming? Do they climb? Do they play football? Anything like that where you're physically active is great for stress relief. So we'd take another cup out for that. Being in nature, so going out to the woods with your family, that could be a great stress reliever, so we'd take another one out for that. Once you've come up with all the ideas you can think of ways that you reduce your stress, and we have a container that is however much full, start to think about, is there any unhealthy coping strategies that they have? So it could be that the tap is blocked, so even though they are going swimming or running, whatever it is, to release that stress, maybe there could be a blockage. So an unhealthy coping strategy might be to eat junk food. It might be to spend too much time on social media. And we have to think about how those things can actually block that tap and reduce our ability to actually let go of the stresses of life. So that would be step 4. And then step 5 would be, can you think of any new ways? So it's not just about things we already do. If your stress container's got more than you'd like it to have in, is there anything new that you could maybe take on? So for myself, during lockdown, I've actually started doing yoga, which isn't for everybody. It might be that you are starting to go for daily walks, or that you're FaceTiming with friends instead of seeing them. So try and get the kids thinking about new ways. What new coping strategy can you come up with that you don't already do in life? So that's my activity for you today. I know it's a quick video, but at home it's probably going to take you 20-30 minutes with the kids, and that's around about enough. You don't want to push it too far and turn it into a long drawn out activity, but it is a great way to start talking about mental health and how we can actually take charge of our own happiness. So I hope you've enjoyed. Let me know if you try it at home, and yeah, stay safe, stay healthy, happy and smiling, and I shall see you all tomorrow when we are, I believe, making dream catchers, but I might have my day wrong again. So check out the events page, the Mental Health Awareness Week, for the timetable of activities, and I shall see you soon. Bye guys!